She writes the sex scene.
I do. You know. What is your book about, and why would you write a memoir? I had a book called Leaving Long Island sitting in a drawer for a long time. It was a collection of essays loosely connected, and 3 years ago I was diagnosed with the BRCA gene. That is a gene for hereditary breast cancer. All of the women in my family had breast cancer except for one cousin. It's 2 grandmothers, aunts, my mom. And so it was something that I thought, oh, that I would get at one time. But I didn't think I had a genetic marker for it. And when I went to the doctor here at the McFarland Clinic 3 years ago, it was suggested, there was a genetics clinic there, that I be tested for this gene. I was already in my 60s. I was very careful about my health, but I thought I will do this for my daughter, because this is a, what do you call that gene that's dominant? I knew there was science was not. It was a dominant gene, and so if I had it, that would probably be passed to Gabby. There would be a 50-50 chance it would be passed to my daughter, Gabby. So what my book is about, too, a memoir, it is about going through this, meeting lots of wonderful women who were so supportive. I think if you read that piece in the Des Moines Register yesterday, he said, I looked at the breasts of a lot of women in public bathrooms, which made it sound a little sleazy, but that is not how. I was going through trying to find out what to do, to decide about the mastectomies, to decide about reconstruction, and you know, women are terrific. They are. I just can't imagine men who have prostate cancer going and pulling down their pants in the stomping ground bathroom. But women did. We did. I saw a lot of people's breasts in the stomping ground bathroom. I mean, we don't write about it. You know, you go into the handicap stall, it's pretty big. I've been at the cafe where 4 women at the table, we went into the bathroom and we opened up our blouses to look at each other, and it was very wonderful. It was really nourishing. I'm going to the 4th conference in October, which is Face Our Risk of Cancer, some other letter acronym, which is also started by a woman who has this gene for breast cancer. And I met a wonderful sorority of women. It's not a sorority I would have chosen to join, but it was very helpful to me. And so that was part of why I wrote. You know, why people ask when you write a memoir, oh, is it healing for you to write? And I feel I disappoint people when I say, really, it's not. I mean, it's not like it's a journal. So I had gone through it already, and then you make sense of it, and then you put it down as your story, and you own it already. This last piece that I'm going to read is about my daughter and whether or not she had the gene. And this scene is, I was at my high school reunion. It was the I can't do the math. That was never 45th, 46th, I don't know, a couple of years ago. A high school reunion in Plainview, Long Island, and this was right after I found out I had the BRCA gene, and it was right after I realized I'm going to have to make some decisions about taking out my insides, taking out my fallopian tubes, taking out my ovaries, taking off my breasts, really horrible decisions, and then flying to Long Island and going to this reunion. And I had a great time, I really did. You know, I just had a couple of drinks, I danced, I met people that I hadn't seen in a long time, and a girl from my high school said, oh, you know, you were always such a happy girl. And I thought, you know, I still am, even with this. But the idea of my daughter, my beautiful young daughter, having this gene weighed on me so, so heavily. So she was going for genetic testing as well. And I'm in New York with my best friend Barbara, and it's right before the high school reunion. I was in Barbara's living room when the phone rang. She looked at the caller ID. "It's Gabby," she said. It's my daughter. Our eyes locked across the room. "You pick it up," Barbara said. Gabby could not possibly know already. She's just calling to tell me to have a great time at the reunion. Still, "Please, please, please," begins as a mantra in my head. "Hi, sweetheart," I say, trying to sound upbeat. "Mom?" Gabby's voice is strangled, fraught with emotion. It seems as if she is about to burst out crying. People mix us up on the phone. Like it or not, she has my nasal voice. When I am at her house in Chicago, sometimes my ex calls, and I answer. "Hi, hun," he says. His voice soft and loving. I stop him. "This is Fern." I know that the hun is not meant for me. I cannot make out what Gabby is saying. She is crying. She cannot even get the words out. Then I hear, "Great news. I don't have it, Mom. I don't have it. I don't have the gene." "What?" "I don't have it. I don't have the BRCA gene." It is as if what? Words fail me for the happiness born of relief, the exuberant, extraordinary gratitude of nothing happened. Mothers have known this in the most mundane circumstances. You are at the beach. You put on sunscreen, straighten the blanket. You look into the picnic basket, trying to find the sandwich the child has requested, one without mustard. And when you look up, suddenly, she is not there. You scan the next blanket and the next one down the sand and out into the waves. Terror mounts, the air so close and hot. Panic rises like bile in your throat. You call. You can hardly say her name aloud, for saying it will give the validation that she is missing. Everyone around you is calm. No one is close to fainting the way you are. They don't know. The lapping waves are black. But before the screaming starts, you see her, the blonde toddler digging in the sand in the shadow of the next umbrella. And that is the moment when everything is exactly the same as it was before, but different, because your prayer has been answered, and you are at that moment with all of your being grateful. Everything is the same as it was. "I don't have it, Mom," Gabby says again. "The genetics clinic just called me with the news." I ask her to explain everything to me, to repeat the conversation exactly. I am aware of Barbara standing next to me, quiet, as I fall to my knees, sobs escaping from a very deep down place.